Welcome to this next episode of the Beloved Miracles Couples Project. Today we welcome Sanddy and Brian Couch. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely. So from Norway to San Antonio, Texas. Brian is from San Antonio, Texas. Sanddy was born in Lima, Peru. After Brian tired of his cubicle job, looking at spreadsheets for 51 weeks a year, he decided to join a system in order to make money online. 6 figures later, Sanddy found one of his videos. She reached out to him and they met. So guys, where does your story of coming together and implementing a system online begin?
Yeah, I would say right then and there. So it really was, I was sitting in that cubicle job and wondering, there's got to be something else. This is not going to cut it for me. I was bored out of my mind, honestly. And so I found a system, I started following it, started doing what they were telling me to do. And through obstacle after obstacle, frustration and triumphs and, ups and downs, I began doing video marketing. And it was kind of weird because I had never done anything like that before. I'm kind of an introvert, which drew me to computers and stuff. But I started making some videos. And then one day I see that Sanddy, she had joined. She had looked into some of the stuff and she reached out, and then I gave her a call like right away, right?
Yes. I was looking for ways to earn extra money because my passion has always been traveling. I've been traveling for 5-6 years now. And about 2.5 years ago, I was looking to make more money because I wanted to go to new places, more exciting places. And then I went on YouTube researching this company that I heard about, and then there he was, Brian, talking about this company on his YouTube video. And yes, I click on the link, follow the instructions. I started receiving email marketing from him, and he asked to follow him on Facebook, which I did, and we stayed in contact ever since.
Yeah, we were just kind of casually talking back and forth for maybe 2 years or so, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then let's see, about 4 days from now, last year, 2016, January 12th, I show up in Atlanta, and she picks me up from the airport. We meet for the first time. And what do you think? We spent maybe a few days together.
We spent a couple of weeks together.
And, well, a few days together. Then we went down to Miami for an event that we had. And then we went to Panama.
And we went to Panama.
Yeah, so we both kind of had a passion for traveling. And we saw that in each other. And we were talking about going to Hawaii, which is something we have not done yet. We were also talking about going to Thailand, which is something we're going to be doing in February. So, about a month from now. But yeah, that was kind of the beginning where we kind of met up, and we started chatting together and just kind of found that we had a lot of things in common. We really liked talking to each other. We were eager to talk to each other. I would, light up when I saw a message come in from her. And then when we finally met, it was as if, well, I guess we'd known each other for 2 years, right? But that was the first time we ever saw each other in person.
Yes, that's true. They say like attracts like. So I like Brian's adventurous spirit and his passion for traveling and doing new things. So that's exactly me. It's like describing me. So the option of not having any kids yet, it made it so simple for us to travel around the world whenever we want, and thanks to the system, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, basically 13 countries last year, so more than one a month. Just kind of bouncing around from place to place. Airbnb, Uber, and Google Flights, our best friend. And then, of course, making money through the system, getting a little bit of work done consistently every week. It's been a dream come true. Yeah, 2016 was the best year of my life.
Congratulations, you guys. I mean, that is just so inspiring. And of course, that was my first introduction to you as well, was seeing your adventures online, primarily on Facebook, YouTube, other places where you guys were just sharing amazing videos, clearly of your love, and yet in surroundings and settings that you said 13 last year. I mean, come on. So many people on the planet would never get to 13 countries in their whole lifetime. And yet this system that you guys were, right, you were implementing it first individually. Would you say the system essentially brought you together, right, and introduced you to each other?
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, me following the system, doing what I was learning how to do, because I didn't know how to do any of this stuff, right? So taking something that they were teaching me, applying it, I attracted a bunch of people in my life, some really, really incredible friendships, some lifelong, some incredible business partners, some NFL athletes and doctors, like just people that I never thought at all would want to work with me. And then ultimately the love of my life as well. That was just, it's incredible.
So now you're
yes, I've never been to so many countries in 1 year. 13 countries is the most, and we are going to Asia for 3 months at the end of this of January for my birthday. I've never been out of the US more than 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So for 3 months it's just exciting, so exciting. It's a dream come true.
Wow, fantastic. We're going to be looking forward to staying in touch with you, and maybe we can do some of these in the future from some of these locations. I would love to explore that with you. The next question would be what changed, right? Like you were implementing a system, you met, love, the sparks of love fly. What changed in your life because of implementing a system now together?
Yeah, so part of that, I mean, anytime there's a large change, and for me, this was the first time I had ever lived with a girlfriend, especially lived in Airbnbs bouncing around, like there's habits that you can begin to create because, I see the majority of our actions as just kind of following out habits. So there's habits you can create that you can carry with you everywhere, but a lot of habits are kind of contextual. And so that kind of messes with stuff. And to have somebody new alongside now, everything is not just me traveling, because I had been just like her traveling before we met. That was something completely different, right? And so have somebody new to pop in on some of my videos, or she kind of remembers all the time, like, hey, it's time to do this. Wakes every morning. I'm like, oh yeah, thanks, baby.
He seems to be forgetful at times, so I am his reminder.
Yeah, she helps me out a whole lot with that, and then. It also has attracted a whole new market. Like you started an Instagram account that's about to cross, 3,000 followers? Or?
Yes, Fit Dream Couple. I started, just the name, I love the name.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to stay in the best shape of our lives. I realized that going into our 30s, our metabolism is not as fast as it used to be. So I started gaining some weight. So we created habits to eat healthy, even when we're traveling. I like cooking, so that makes it a lot easier. But now I've lost 15 pounds in the past 6 months or so. So we're trying to, yeah, something like that. So we're keeping ourselves healthy, and we're exercising every day, at least 30 minutes every day. It's motivating just to see our body changing and everything. So
yeah, Sandy had an awesome goal. She said she turns 30 near the end of the month, and on the 27th, and so she wanted to be in Singapore at the Marina Bay Sands Hotel. Do you know what that is?
I think I know the name, but I can't picture it. It's one of these.
It's an infinity pool.
Yeah, it's like a big, there's an infinity pool, and then there's like a jungle thing up there, and it's, I don't know how many feet up in the air, 100 or so, I don't know, it's high up in the air, but it's a hotel. It kind of looks like a surfboard with like 3 legs. I don't know how else to explain it, but anyway, she wanted to be there celebrating her birthday in the infinity pool. I was like, well, yeah, January, that'll be warm there in Singapore, so it'll be 70s, so that was something that we were working harder, and so having that goal, that thing to strive for, we've been working harder, working out better, cleaning up the diet more. She wants to be in the best shape of her life and have some abs and going up there. And so I've joined in with this vision as well. She's recruited me, and now I'm getting sexier. So that idea of just having fitness and then us being a couple,
traveling,
it's brought in a whole new market. Because for me, most of the people that were joining in the system and were doing this with us, most of the people that I attracted in our lives, just a bunch of dudes. And since everything changed when I brought in a completely different energy into our marketing and stuff like that, now I'd say most of my team is women.
Nice.
That's kind of interesting, right?
I speak Spanish too, so
yeah.
That's another unopened market also.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And then
Duolingo, I am now 7% fluent in Spanish. I'm doing my little Duolingo app every day. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there. This time next year, I think I'll be, we'll be having sentences and conversations.
Yeah, he's getting really good at Spanish. I give him that. I'm his teacher.
I've implemented the Duolingo a little bit with the Norwegian as well. And again, another system, right? Another online system that allows us to be able to get things done in a way that before learning a language was, gosh, I remember years ago, because my mother's German, trying to learn German in German school. And yeah, it's different today. Very different today.
Yeah. I get a little notification in the morning. I'm like, oh, yeah, let's get a little bit done. Couple minutes of Spanish. I got some downtime. I'm waiting. She was at an appointment of hers yesterday. I'm like, all right, I'll pull it out and learn a little bit more Spanish. Just kind of fill my downtime with something that's going to, allow us to connect on a deeper level, open me up to a whole nother branch of, hundreds of millions of people that I can now communicate with, because we did a lot of traveling around South America. And, of course, when it comes to Lima, she's still got family there in Peru. And I'd never been. I heard they got the best food in the world.
Yes, Peruvian food. I do want to take him to my country. I told Brian, I've never taken any boyfriend, anyone there. So you are very special when I take you there. No, you're very special now. He's met my family already. So yeah, my family love him. And Brian's such a great person, very giving, and everybody just loves him. So I want him to see one of the 7 wonders of the world is in my country. Machu Picchu is the Incan ruins. So yeah, I'm excited for you to see that this year.
Yeah, me too.
I'm excited for what you guys will broadcast the way you have been up to now of your adventures. So you've got me looking forward to that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom and her mom both said that they live their travels through us. She's like, hey, my mom actually had complained to me that I go to all these awesome places and I wasn't doing a good job at taking pictures or videos or letting her know anything about it. And she's like, yeah, I heard that you went there, but I don't know anything else. I'm like, yeah, I guess I could do a little bit better job. And then when Sandy and I got together, she's such an amazing, incredible photographer. She's got a passion for taking pictures. And just all of a sudden, now I've got 100 times more pictures on Facebook than I ever had from all, since college, of posts and stuff. So it's awesome to kind of bring that other aspect.
Yeah, it's about inspiring people to travel. And that's what I like to do. When I get messages from saying, oh my God, that's awesome that you've been there. I want to go. So I give them tips here and there, how they can do that. And it's just awesome to help people and inspire them to follow their dreams and do what makes them happy, because traveling makes us happy. So
that's obvious. Oh, so obvious. And it's infectious too. So you guys press on, because we all absolutely support you and we're enjoying the adventure with you. I wanted to ask you, what advice would you give to other couples choosing to build together?
Well, some advice to other couples that choose to build together. Let's see. So what would you think, Sandy?
I would say give it your all. If you were working for someone else 40 hours a week and you were giving, of course, your time and your efforts, when you are working with your partner, you have to give more than that. Definitely, because it's not just about you and making someone else rich. It's about a community. It's about helping your family. It's a lot. So I would say give it your all and don't look back, because looking back always distracts us and doesn't help us move forward. So
yeah. And I would say just kind of sharing things out there. And when you guys find a way to work together, find a way to collaborate towards a common vision. I mean, us having a common goal of Sandy being in the best shape of her life, it's changed up my diet and changed up my exercise habits and that kind of stuff. Us having a common goal of going to the Middle East or going to travel around Asia for a little bit, it kind of inspires us to work together a little bit more. So definitely we talk about our goals. We share our vision for what we want to create. We work out together a common vision, a common goal for something that we're going for an outcome we're looking to create. And the power of two minds is not just, you know, double the power of mine alone, right? It's way more than that. And so I would say, you know, if you're working there in a couple towards something like this, you kind of got an advantage. You know, I would say everything it's blossomed in a way bigger way by bringing Sandy on, not just because she's incredible, but just the power of two minds together.
Definitely. And accountability, because Brian keeps me on track with, if I want to eat something I'm not supposed to, because diet is everything, you know. So definitely he keeps me accountable. He's like, no, you can't do that, or maybe if you do this, you can have it. So like if we work out harder, or if we go for walks or something, because we were reading The Power of Habits. So how important it is to have a reward after you create certain habits. So that's what we are focusing on. But accountability, definitely.
Absolutely. When you said that, I didn't realize you meant like me keeping you accountable. I was thinking like how much you keep me accountable. So that's
no, you help.
Remind me in the morning, and you're like, all right, it's time to get that. And have you done that? I'm like, oh my God. In fact, like this interview, like it totally slipped my mind. And she's like, hey, we're meeting with Tim soon. Okay.
No, we
let's
have
get this
to.
up and
we
going.
gotta do it. Yeah, exactly. So keeping each other accountable, definitely. It's one thing, big thing. What else would you say?
That's clear. Living and traveling so much. I used to do this years ago. I was essentially on the road. It wasn't just a job I did. It was a lifestyle along the lines of what I see you guys doing. I mean, it's classified, I think, far more as a lifestyle because it occupies so many hours of the day and it affects how you eat and exercise and so on and so on. Do you have any specific tips for couples staying healthy on the road?
That's another new market that I like to tap into. We do a lot of hiking, so finding hiking activities, it always helps.
Yeah, the other thing, one of the big ones, and this is kind of a staple in our exercise routine, no matter where we're at, because, you know, it would be kind of annoying to get a gym membership for 3 weeks here and a gym membership for a month and a half over here, you know, so, excuse me, so online workout routines, we do one of those pretty much every day. I mean, we were just kind of debating over which one we were going to do today and figuring out which one, because they have, whether it's resistance bands or just your own personal body weight exercise, that's where it all comes from. So although whenever we get into a hotel or something, I like to take advantage of resistance of weight training. For the most part, 90% of our exercise, of our fitness, is just us and a computer, and it's telling us what to do, and we're staying in it, you know. So between that and then just having a general idea of, you know, what we do as far as intake, what we eat, staying away from the sugars and, you know, that kind of stuff.
Carbs.
Yeah, limiting carb intake and, you know, keeping the calories at where they should be. You know, just being educated and informed and paying attention to it over time, you stop having to really worry about it too much and you just know. So combination of that knowledge and just kind of overall idea of what kinds of food we could eat and what kinds of food, you know, we should limit and that kind of stuff. And then coupled with having a computer anywhere I go, because that's where, you know, our livelihood is, that's where we make our money. And then taking that and saying, well, we can also work out through that. Right?
Yes.
This is the exercise, travel around, you know, the portable gym.
It's very interesting. I'd never thought of it that way. Yeah. I mean, you mentioned as well, learning the Spanish language with an app online and now working out online. I mean, on one hand, it sounds a little too virtual, but it's working, it sounds like, to bring the information, to motivate you, some accountability in that as well, right? An online system of monitoring and managing your health and your activity.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I mean, just carrying it around, having it available to pull out at any time. I mean, I had a little bit of a pudgy belly going on, and now I got some sexy abs. You know,
he got his abs back.
Got my abs back. Yeah. Because I mean, when I was younger and stayed in one place and had routines and stuff like that, I was pretty active. Right. I never actually worked out. I was just always doing something. I was in karate and soccer and wrestling, and you know, I'd mess around on, like, my friend had some trampolines. You know, I always loved doing that. So I was always very, very active. So I was always in pretty good shape. But then when I got the job and found myself sitting in a chair for 40 hours a week for 51 weeks a year, and then just, you know, drinking beer instead of playing around and having the energy to go out there and do other things, things kind of, you know, I started to get real stagnant and bad. But then finding a system that can lift me up, that I could start part-time and then eventually transition to full-time, you know, that changed everything for me. And I'm like, well, yeah, I want to be active again. I want to be moving around again, you know. And then it just so happened that that just blended right into being able to travel and do that from anywhere in the world.
Nice.
With Sandy right next to me.
Yeah, well, that's what essentially brought me to Norway as well, was being introduced to the internet as a system that allowed me to connect on a larger scale to a larger world and more people. And in the case we're referring to with you guys, it's like more information, right? And more places of choosing a destination. So where is it again? We're going to look forward to seeing you later this month in January.
Our first destination is Singapore. Well, I'll be celebrating my 30th birthday. We'll be spending there about 4 or 5 days, and then we're flying to Bangkok in Thailand.
Yeah.
After Thailand, we'll probably stay in Thailand for a month or so, and then fly to Cambodia and Indonesia.
Yeah, we might do Indonesia first.
Oh, okay.
Because the timing. Yeah, I'm going to be putting on an event in Bali.
Oh, yeah.
And so me and a couple of business partners are going to be running an event in Bali. So Bali's beautiful, and it's super cheap, and it's real cheap for Australians to fly to. And so Australia, you know, whenever all the events that we do in America, it's a huge, I mean, you know, it's a big expense, and then you got to be there for like 2 extra days just to get over that jet lag.
Yeah.
You know, it's a huge deal. So we'll be putting one on over there, and then from Indonesia probably over to Cambodia. That's still kind of up in the air, which one we go to first. We haven't submitted a date solid, but
yeah,
a lot of our travels really are by the seat of our pants. You know? Yeah, I got a one-way ticket to Singapore, and then a ticket from Singapore to Thailand, and then that's it.
You gotta tell them that story with Costa Rica. Remember how we booked the flights to Costa Rica?
Oh my God, yeah. We were at my friend's place, and why did Costa Rica even come up?
I've been looking at it because I always wanted Costa Rica. I mean, I always want to go there.
Okay. Well, anyway, she got us taking some tequila shots.
Her friend, yeah.
Yeah, she's got us taking some tequila shots, and maybe took a little bit too many, and woke up the next day and had a flight the day after to Costa Rica. Had a one-way flight to Costa Rica. And I'm like, oh shit, I guess I gotta pack.
Yes, we were a bit tipsy.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I don't know, it was crazy because it was 2 in the morning and the flight has dropped from like $300 to $150 round trip from Houston to Costa Rica. And I was like, oh my God, we can't let this go. We always wanted to go to Costa Rica. Let's do it. And it just it's so awesome to be able to have the freedom to decide, let's go somewhere tomorrow and we don't know when we're coming back, or stay there as long as we want. It's just living. That's what I call living.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So we had the best time there. Mm-hmm.
Another app, the Hopper app. Looking at the dates, just showing that off, and like, oh my God, look at the price of this. Let's buy it.
2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's an app to check out. Hopper. It's called Hopper.
Yeah, yeah. Google Flights and Hopper is how I look at 2 of them. But Hopper, actually, they both allow you to put little notifications for if the flight price drops. And so we're always kind of paying attention to. Well, she is really always kind of paying attention to new flight prices and when they drop and stuff like that. And you know, because of the system, I'm able to travel. You know, we're able to travel when most people aren't. Wednesdays and stuff like that. And all the jobbers are off doing their thing, and we're getting on the cheapest. That's a price that's like half the price of the weekend. You know, like I think we got San Antonio to Singapore for
$400. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for $400.
Yeah,
so,
one way, but what's that?
Right? Like traveling is
not
as expensive as you think it is. When you're not trying to make it fit around a normal job that most people have.
Right.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot more cost effective.
It's easier thanks to the system. Cause
Yeah.
you can do it whenever you want.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's probably overlooked often, but you guys are really clearly emphasizing it. The flexibility, right? Just to be able to shift a day or a couple days can save hundreds of dollars and open up places to go that otherwise you probably never would have gone, like Costa Rica.
Exactly.
Yep. I'm always looking to take a bump when we're at the airport, so that they give us an extra 2 days or whatever in the place that we're at, and then some travel credit, make us stay somewhere and some extra money. And yeah, that's a nice raise. I mean, I was just going to fly there, and typically our first day we kind of just get adjusted into the, into the Airbnb or into the hotel or something, and I'll get a little bit of work done, or she'll do a little bit, of what she's doing. But for them to just say, well, here's some money if you stay a little longer. Absolutely, we'll take it every time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, change up the travel or change up the accommodation at the next place, and we're good.
Yes, we are very spontaneous.
Yeah.
And thanks to the flexibility, we can decide where to go. But yeah, we're excited for a 3-month journey, and we'll be back to the U.S. in April for the next event.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for making this time, and it's just so clearly this example that I often refer to as together or not at all. I mean, the strength of you guys implementing a system and then coming together to implement that system even further, and yet a flexibility to it, right? Not a rigidity. I mean, it's so clear listening to you that there's this beautiful fluidity to be able to flow with wherever you're somewhat called or you're inspired. Looking forward to the infinity pool pictures from Singapore and your birthday and what you'll continue to share with us as you guys continue to inspire us by your example of together or not at all.
Oh, yes.
Press on.
Well,
we absolutely support you. I know from here in Norway, many others will be inspired by this. Any closing words that you want to offer to people before we wrap it up for now?
I love Sandy.
I love Brian.
And we love traveling.
Yeah, I would say love each other, care for each other. We as humans have struggles. Everybody has struggles. And it's always awesome to know that someone's there for you. Always. I know when I had struggles, it was, it was a good feeling knowing that somebody had my back and my support, and I had their support and stuff. So yeah, inspire people, love one another. It's my advice.
Yeah. And right before this started, Tim, you were talking about how it feels like time is flying. And, for everybody out there that's thinking about something like this, that's thinking about doing it, that's considering being open, felt a little bit inspired by our story, I would encourage you to just go right away and go full steam, get all in, go fully edit, and make it happen. Because just like you said, if you're half-assing it, if you're just kind of barely thinking about it and dipping your toe in your water, it goes a lot slower than, it's not linear, right? Whereas when you're fully all in with it, and you've got a spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever, a couple, you guys are together working at it, things work really, really fast. Things happen fast. And so if you're at all considering it, I suggest do it now. And because time really is flying
Life
fast.
is short.
Life is short. Yeah.
Yeah, YOLO.
We still got so many countries, so many cultures, so many people to meet. We've got a huge journey ahead of us. But at the same time, there's just not enough time to get it all done.
No. But I'm glad that we're doing this now, or regret it in the future for not doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well said, guys.
Thanks again for having us on.
I'm sorry, Brian. Did I interrupt you?
Oh, so thank you so much for having us on. This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
Likewise.
We're looking forward to meet you in Norway. Norway is a dream destination for me. So yeah, I'll be excited to go there.
You definitely have friends in Norway. So when this turns out to be the next hop, you let us know, and you're more than welcome anytime.
Cool.
Right.
Awesome.
Right.
Great.
Thank you so much.
For now, I'll say goodbye from Norway to San Antonio, and with the emphasis that I usually close these with, which you guys have just so beautifully exemplified, this idea of together, working together, truly we can overcome practically anything.
Yeah.
Yep. Together we're stronger.
Yeah. So bye-bye for now from
Absolutely.
Norway.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.